All right, guys, this is Crazy Kev here. I'm here with the one, the only Mackenzie Stiller. Mackenzie, how we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I can't complain. And Mackenzie, I mean, you're coming off a big win at LFA. I mean, talk us a little bit more about that big win and what's maybe next for you here.
That big one, that really was a good banger finish for the last of my contract. Like that was the final fight on my contract, so that was a really good banger to end it with. And right now I'm just a free agent. We're just waiting, maybe we'll find some fights in a little bit, but right now we're just training to stay ready for maybe a short notice somewhere.
Nice. Now, when it comes to you being a free agent, are you hoping to potentially return with LFA? I mean, or a new promotion? I mean, talk to me more about that.
We go where the money is. There could be multiple promotions reaching out to us, but whoever offers us the most and like great benefits, then obviously we're going to go there. I don't care what the brand or name is.
Nice. No, I definitely think that's smart, especially in this point of your career, for sure. And now, when it comes to fighting for LFA, how was kind of fighting over there, and how did you kind of enjoy fighting over there? Because I know in the past you were also with Bellator as well.
Um, LFA was really good to work with. Like they always worked with me and my coaches with our needs and questions. They just made it as easy as possible for the weight cut and like organizing and everything. And I think I just had a really good experience working with them.
Nice. No, I'm glad everything kind of went smooth over there with LFA. And now, when it comes to that last win, I mean, you had a big first round finish. I mean, talk a bit more about that fight and that training camp. Was that something you were kind of expecting? I mean, talk a bit more about that and everything like that.
So I don't like to put into my head that I'm gonna win in the first round, but I know that I always say that I'm gonna finish the fight, no matter first, second, or third round. I'm always gonna finish it. That's what I tell myself. I'm a finisher, not I am not be a distancer. I'm not decision win. Um, I have had a decision win in the past, but other than that, it's all finishes. And this fight, I just expected the same. I just went in there. I knew she was a 5-time Muay Thai champion. And I just went in there not being afraid of my striking. I just gave it all I got in that department. And then the opening finally opened up, and I just grabbed her and did my thing.
Yeah. And now you mentioned that decision win that you had in the past. That was with Bellator. I mean, you fought an opponent with a lot of fights like very early in your career. What was it kind of like to get an opponent that was so like experienced like right away, and then to come out with a big win and everything like that?
That was awesome. Thank God we have great grappling. Obviously, she was the more elite striker if anyone watched the fight, but like it's just I kept moving and pressuring, and it was kind of like it was in my early pro career when I should have been amateur, but we got pushed. But I was like kind of like on ice skates out there, like I was like slipping everywhere, and it was a very good learning moment. But I'm glad we secured that win, and ever since that fight, I think we developed our game little by little.
Yeah, yeah, no, I definitely think you've been improving ever since that fight for sure. And now another thing I want to ask you about as well too. Well, when it comes to your timeline with maybe like the UFC or another big promotion, when do you kind of think it's kind of looking at right now? I mean, how many more fights do you think it will potentially take?
Uh, we believe it could be any fight. I think I proved myself enough, against these girls that that they were already looking at before on LFA, and I just went through them like nothing. I think it could be any fight by now. So we're just staying ready for any call. Could be them. It could be another LFA. It could be anything. We're just a free agent staying ready for short notice.
Nice, nice. Now, with you being ready to stay or staying focused on short notice and everything like that, I mean, do you think potentially the Contender Series is realistic for you this year, if with it coming up in August here?
I think it would be. I think it is realistic. Like I said, look at my record of all the finishes compared to everyone else in my division. How many decision wins versus finishes do they get? Really? I mean, I think I finished the most out of everyone. So I don't think it's unrealistic for them to give us a call.
Yeah, no, I definitely would agree. Like I said, you definitely have a good record, and you definitely have a lot of good finishes as of recent. So I definitely think it's realistic as well. And now, when it comes to your training and everything like that, I mean, talk a bit more about some of your training partners that kind of help you be the best version of you for your fights and everything like that.
I have really good training partners because, as you know, the women community in MMA, we don't have a lot of us. So we're always training with guys. Um, I don't have a lot of women training partners. Like every once in a while, I go to cross train, but my male training partners, they're very good training partners. They don't put all their weight on me. They don't muscle out of anything. They let me work. I get good positions on them, and they just are really good partners overall. And they're really helping me excel in the grittiness of the fight going with them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, fair enough. I'm glad everyone in the gym has kind of been helping you out and everything like that. And now, when it comes to like getting into fighting and everything like that, I mean, talk a bit more about what was kind of your story and your journey, how you kind of got into fighting and everything like that.
So when I was little, I had very bad ADHD, and my mom, she wanted to give me an outlet, so she tried judo, and it worked. It clicked. I mean, I still had ADHD, but I was more focused. I was focused on one thing. I was hyper focused on judo. So I just excelled really, like I really excelled in that. And then I did that, and then I kept doing everything. I just started jujitsu in the process, and that was when I was like 13. I really like that because judo and jujitsu, obviously, they go well together. And since I started jujitsu, I met my boyfriend about 5 or 6 years ago, and he mentioned MMA, and he introduced me to our coach Brett. And ever since then, I just started training MMA, and they gave me a fight when they thought I was ready.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a pretty cool story. That's definitely pretty unique. And now when it comes to like judo and everything like that, I mean, what's maybe like some of your techniques? Like maybe it's like a favorite throw, or maybe like some of your favorite things that you like to kind of do in judo.
Oh, I think leg trips, foot sweeps, and hip tosses are my ultimate favorite. I mean, obviously the hip toss you see in all my fights. I mean, it's always there. But I mean, leg trips, those are really sneaky too. Say the hip throw does not work, you can just tangle your legs in with theirs and go one way, and they usually follow. You know.
I definitely think like leg trips are definitely pretty cool as well. And now getting back into like judo and everything like that. I mean, how did you kind of enjoy watching like Ronda Rousey's career and kind of the rise that she had and everything like that as well?
Um, I mean, to be honest, I don't really, never really did, and still don't follow MMA like that. But the what I did see from her, I mean, I thought she was good. Obviously, she was good. She was world champ, right? But yeah, I mean, judo really helped her a lot. That was mainly why, the judo, like it just won her the fights because they're not expecting it. If you never have done judo like that in your life, you 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be able to defend it in a fight. So I think that really helped her. And I'm glad that she had the legacy that she has now because she deserves it.
Right, right. No, I definitely think judo has definitely been important, especially in women's MMA. And now another thing I want to ask you about, I mean, your nickname as well, that Mac Judo. Where did that kind of come from? Who kind of gave you that nickname as well?
Well, it was my Instagram handle for since I got Instagram when I was like 14, 15 years old. But it was just my handle then. And then when I met my coach, he was like, that should be your fight name. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that is pretty catchy. So he's like, it's Mac Judo now. I'm like, okay. That's just how it happened.
Nice, nice, easy enough. That's definitely a pretty cool story as well, and yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And now, obviously, we've been talking a lot about your fighting career, but talk a bit more about what do you kind of like to do outside the cage when you're not in there training and fighting.
So when I'm not training and fighting, I do like to spend time with my family. Um, I like art, I like drawing and coloring. I also like singing, and I play golf too.
Really? Okay, I didn't expect golf. You're actually like one of the first fighters I've heard say they like to play golf in your free time. How'd you kind of get into that?
Oh, so when I was little, while I was still doing judo and everything, I had private golf lessons with a national champ. And I was just in a child's league, and I took private lessons with him and decided to enter the league. And I actually won some medals and trophies for everything. So I was okay at it. Now I just like enjoying it on my free time. I'm not good by any means. I'm okay.
Okay, okay, fair enough. No, like I said, that's definitely a unique one. I wasn't expecting you to say golf, so that's definitely pretty cool as well. And now, I mean, another thing I want to ask. I mean, obviously, we just talked about fighting in LFA not too long ago, but with you also competing in Bellator, and now with Bellator kind of like phased out and with the PFL, what was it kind of like to compete over there, and how does it kind of compare to like the LFA and everything like that as well?
It was really cool to compete with them. I mean, the coolest part was just everywhere we had traveled to, like the best was Ireland. That was a good trip. Um, and California was also fun. It's just all the places that I've never been to before in my life that I finally get to go to because they gave me that opportunity to do so. But I think overall, I think LFA was my favorite to work with because it was just a bit more well put together, and it was just I don't know. They just gave me a really good friendly feeling vibe whenever I worked with them. You know.
Nice. No, I'm glad everything kind of went well, and I'm glad everything's been going good for you in your career. Now, when it comes to your career as well, what was maybe one of your favorite fights that you had overall in your career now?
This is gonna sound maybe a little strange, but I think my favorite was probably the one loss I got against Samiko Inaba. And it's my favorite because after that fight, I really transformed into a greater fighter. Like I learned from my mistakes, and ever since that loss, I've looked a bit sharp, like a bit more sharper in the cage, and I got better footwork. So it really made me realize how much more I had to work on, and I've been working on it since.
Nice. No, I'm glad, that's kind of a positive outlook when it comes to that fight. And I'm glad, you were able to get back on track. And now, when it comes to that fight that you had as well, too, I mean, you were also like on like a big card as well, too, with Bellator at that time. What was it kind of like to be on like such a big card? And then, talk a bit more as well, too, like when you were after that fight, what was it kind of like mentally, to get back into the gym, and kind of work on those things like you just mentioned as well?
It was definitely tough at first because it was my first ever loss. I've been dominant the entire time. So it took a little bit of a toll, but I think it really just put my ass into gear and just drove harder. I obviously recovered from the fight and then back in the training, and I just hit the gym hard. I was just like, I took it personal. So I, uh, I just worked my hardest to get better, and it's been working, and I'm just going to continue to do that.
Nice. No, I definitely think, like I said, that's definitely a positive outlook, and I'm glad, you were able to learn and grow from that one as well. And now, when it comes to your fights as well, too, I mean, you have a bunch of finishes like we were talking about earlier. What was maybe your favorite finish that you had so far overall in your career?
Definitely the bulldog choke. That shit was sick. That was awesome.
Yeah. No, I would agree.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's definitely a rare one. That's definitely a good one. That's always a fun one as well to see in MMA. I'm glad you said that one. Yeah,
Mhm.
Mackenzie, it's been awesome talking to you. I really appreciate you taking the time, and I definitely think you have a lot of potential, potentially the UFC soon, hopefully. What's maybe your final message out there to the fans watching this video?
Um, to the fans, thank you for supporting me always. I love my supporters from day one, my supporters I'm gaining now. I love you all. Thank you to my sponsors. They helped me through everything. And my friends, family, teammates, coaches, boyfriend, all of them. I would not be here without them today.
Nice. No, like I
And
said, that's
thank you.
definitely yeah, no, absolutely, Mackenzie. Like I said, I enjoyed talking to you. I definitely think you have a lot of potential, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's next. And I hope you get a call soon, whether it's short notice or Contender Series as well.
Thank you. I appreciate that.